Good afternoon, Namaskar. I, Kriti Vadera, would like to welcome all the teachers, learners, educators, students to CIT and CRT's live phone program. And you are watching us live on PME Vidya channel number 9. This session is a mathematics session for standard 9 students, and we will be discussing about number systems. And the expert who has joined us today for this particular discussion, I would like to introduce Ms. Usha Pillai. She's joining us from Campion School, Bhopal. We welcome you to PME Vidya, Ms. Pillai.
Yes, good afternoon.
And before
Thank
we
you
start
for
with today's live interaction program, I would like to remind our viewers here that if you have any questions, any queries, then please do let us know. You can dial on a toll-free number to let us know. Number would be 8800440559. And to watch the live streaming of this program, kindly log into our official YouTube channel NCRT official. And there in the live chat box also you may send all the suggestions and questions. Certainly we will be discussing up all of them with our expert in the last segment of today's program. There is one more medium through which you can contact us. Please mail all your suggestions and questions to gth.class9@ciet.nic.in. So let's begin with today's live interaction program where we will be discussing about number systems. I welcome you again, Mrs. Pillai. I would request you
yes, thank you.
to take the session further.
Yes, good afternoon, students. Today our section is number system. This is first chapter from 9th class NCRT. So, we are already learned about counting of numbers for counting number of roads, finding out the height of a mountain, finding out distance between two different towns. All these are, in all these we are using numbers. So, number system means collection of numbers is called number system, and here 1 minute, sorry, here it is not showing. Yes, sorry for the interruption. So number system is simply a system to represent or express numbers, and there are different types of numbers such as natural numbers, whole numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, etc. So we are already studied about natural numbers in the smaller classes. Number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. are known as natural numbers. And also if we are adding 0 to this number, we can get whole numbers. So once more, natural numbers means numbers starting from 1, 2, 3, etc. are called natural numbers, and it is not denoted by capital letter N. Now we can start with the whole numbers. Here, if we are adding 0 to 1, 2, and 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. are known as whole numbers, and we can denote it by W. So here we can see smallest natural number is 1 and the smallest whole number is 0. Now, if we are asking all natural numbers are whole numbers or not, yes, we can say natural numbers start from 1, 2, 3. This includes in whole numbers. So we can say all natural numbers are whole numbers. But if the question is all whole numbers are natural numbers, then we can say no, it is false. Why? Because 0 is not added in natural numbers. Now about integers we can study. So the next is integers. So integers means there are positive integers, negative integers, and 0 includes in an integer. On a number line, we can say positive numbers from 0 on right side 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and your negative numbers on left side. So we can say these numbers include 0 is known as integers and 0 is neither positive nor negative. So now let us say here 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. includes, so we can say all the natural numbers are integers, but we cannot say all integers are natural numbers because 0 not included in natural number. Now, all the negative numbers are also given in integers. So we can say all the integers are not whole numbers also. Negative numbers are not in whole numbers. Now next, rational numbers. This we have studied in 7th class and 8th class. What is meant by a rational number? Rational numbers means a number in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q cannot be equal to 0 is called a rational number. Already we know any number divided by 0 is not defined, so we cannot write q as 0. So here some examples of rational numbers are 1 by 2, minus 2 by 3, minus 3 by minus 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Here we can see 1 and 2, minus 2 and 3, minus 3, minus 5, all are integers. The 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. are also integers. But how can we say 0 is a rational number? We can write this 0 as 0 upon 1, 0 upon 2, 0 upon 3, etc. Also, we can write numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. as 1 upon 1, 2 upon 1, 3 upon 1. All these numbers can be written in the form p by q, so we can commonly call it as rational numbers. Now the next is irrational numbers. So a number that cannot be expressed as a fraction for any integer is an irrational number. These numbers have decimal expansion that neither terminate nor become periodic. So some examples are root 2, root 3, root 5, root 11, pi, etc. So here we can have irrational numbers here. Now here in the next figure, we can see some of the rational numbers and irrational numbers are given. So here listen, 7 upon 8, 1 by 3, 0 0.21 bar, 0 0.97, root of 16 upon 9. These all are rational numbers. We can write 16 upon 9 as 4 upon 3 and 0 0.97 as 97 upon 100. We can write 0 0.21 bar as also in the form p by q. So all these are rational numbers. Also all integers are rational numbers. Minus 3, minus 8 upon 2 is minus 4, etc. Now we can see all numbers are also rational numbers. For example, 5, 8 upon 2, 0, root 9 is 3. All numbers are rational numbers. Here, irrational numbers. Examples of irrational numbers are given. Root 8. We can write root 8 as root of 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 root 2. Here root 2 is irrational. Root 1.6 minus root 11, root 2 upon 5 means root 2 upon root 5, pi, all these are irrational numbers. So commonly we can say numbers can be in the form p by q, where q cannot be equal to 0 and p and q are integers, and irrational numbers examples are given here. Now we can say all the irrational numbers are whole numbers or not. Then we can say whole numbers cannot be in the form p by q or integers are not added here. So we can say that not all whole numbers are rational numbers, but we cannot say all rational numbers are whole numbers. So starting from one question, here are the following statements are true or false and give reasons for the answers. So first one is every integer is a natural number. We can say false. Just now we are explained about integers and natural numbers because 0 is a whole number but not a natural number, and integers, negative numbers are also coming, so we can say integers are not natural numbers. In the second case, question is every integer is a rational number. Here also we can say that it is true because every integer m can be expressed in the form m upon 1, that means p by q. So we can say it as a rational number. Third one is every rational number is an integer. It is false because All the rational numbers are in the form P by Q. Therefore, if we are given one example 3 by 5, then we can say it is not an integer. Integers, rational numbers and rational numbers, students. Now we can apply this to find other type of solving other type of questions. So the next is classify the following numbers as rational and irrational. By the definition of rational and irrational numbers, we can find out which numbers are rational and which are irrational numbers. Students, we are already studied about rational numbers. It is in the form P by Q. Here, root 225 is given. We can write it as 15, and 15 can be written as 15 upon 1. So it is a rational number because it is in the form of P by Q. Now the next one is root 23. It is an irrational number. We cannot get root 23 in the form P by Q. So next one is 0.4784. We are already studied how to change the decimals into fraction from the class 4, 5, 6, 7. So if 4 digits decimal places are given, we can write it as 4,784 or 10,000 is in the form P by Q. So we can say it is a rational number. So in this way, we can classify the number. So many examples we have seen also in the last question. Right now, next question is how to find two irrational numbers whose sum and product are rational. So we can take any two irrational numbers to show the sum and product as rational. So here we are taking root 2 and minus root 2. So here if root 2 and minus root 2 are given, first we have to find the sum of these irrational numbers and then product. So when we are finding out the sum, root 2 plus minus root 2 is 0. And if we find out the product, root 2 into minus root 2 is minus 2. Plus into minus is minus. And root 2 into root 2 is 2. So both 0 and minus 2 are rational numbers. Because 0 can be written as 0 upon 1. Minus 2 can also be written as minus 2 upon 1. So we can say both are rational numbers. Now, suppose we are given to find two irrational numbers whose sum and product are irrational. Then how can we find? Here two irrational numbers be root 2 and root 3. When we are finding out the sum, both are irrational numbers, both are unlike terms. So we can write it as same root 2 plus root 3 and product as root 2 into root 3 is root 6. So we can say it is irrational. So if we are given root 2 and root 3, the sum and product both are irrational. Now, next we can see the question. Find 5 rational numbers between 1 and 2. We know that there are infinite number of rational numbers between 1 and 2. We are already studied this in 7th and 8th class. And 8th class we have drawn number line for rational numbers also. How to find rational numbers between 1 and 2? There are so many things. For that, the easiest method is we can write 1 and 2 as 1 upon 1 and 2 upon 1. Now we can multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. So we will get 10 upon 10 and 20 upon 10. So how can we find the numbers between these two rational numbers? 10 upon 10 and 20 upon 10. 10 and 20 is given. So there are so many numbers lies between them. So we can write 11 upon 10, 12 upon 10, 13 upon 10, 14 upon 10, 15 upon 10. And more than this we can write 16 upon 10, 17 upon 10, etc. But here we are asked only 5 rational numbers between these given numbers. Now the next one is the same type of question, but we are given in the form P by Q and the denominators are different. Find 5 rational numbers between 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. For finding out this, first we have to find the LCM of the denominators, that is 6. 2 and 3 is in the denominator. The LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So first we can find the equivalent fraction. Here, the equivalent fraction of 1 by 2 as denominator 6 is multiply numerator and denominator by 3, we get 3 upon 6. And here the equivalent fraction for 2 by 3 is 4 upon 6. Now, 3 upon 6 and 4 upon 6 is given. Here also there are infinite number of rational numbers between them. How to find it? The C method we can use. Multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. Then, here we get 3 upon 6 into 10 by 10 is 30 upon 16. And 4 upon 6 into 10 upon 10 is 40 upon 60. We can find the numbers between 30 upon 60 and 40 upon 60 very easy. That is 31 upon 60, 32 upon 60, 33 upon 60, 34 upon 60, etc. Here we want 5 numbers, so we are written only 5 numbers. In this way, we can find rational numbers between any given two rational numbers. This method, otherwise, if two rational numbers are given and we have to find one rational number between them, we can use a simple method as first one number is A and second is B. So we can find the rational number between these two numbers as A plus B upon 2. Given numbers we have to add and divide by 2, we'll get a rational number between them.
Okay.
So-
Mrs. Pillai, I would like to stop you here because we are getting a live question from one of our viewer on phone call. So let's take that question.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Am I
We can
audible
hear
to
you.
you? Please tell your name and the city you're calling from. There is some sort of distraction, some disturbance. Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible towards you? Yeah, please tell your name and the city you're calling from and ask your question. You may connect again because there was disturbance from your end. Whoever was the caller, you may call us again. We will be surely taking up your call. You may proceed, Ms. Pillai, with what you were discussing.
Yes, yes. Now we have discussed about how to find the rational numbers between two given rational numbers. Now we can solve this question. Write the following in decimal form and say what kind of expansion is this. Before that, we can study about terminating and non-terminating decimal. So what is meant by terminating decimal? If the denominator has a factor of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then we can say that it is a terminating decimal. For example, here the question is 36 upon 100. So the denominator is 100 and it has a factor of 2 and 5. So we can say that it is terminating and the decimal expansion is up to the correct, that is 36 upon 100 we can write as 0.36 and it is a terminating decimal. And the next question is 1 upon 11. If we divide 1 by 11, we can get 0.0909, etc. It is repeating. And 0.09 bar, we can write it as 0.09 bar. It is a non-terminating decimal and also it is repeating. So we can say that non-terminating repeating decimal. 1 upon 11 is given. The denominator is not a factor of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So we can say it is non-terminating. In this way also, without division also, we can say non-terminating. Only by finding the factors of the denominator, we can say terminating or non-terminating. Now the next is express this kind of non-terminating numbers. It is 1.27 bar in the form P by Q. How to find this? How to express these numbers in the form P by Q? 1.27 bar means 1.27, 1.27, 1.27, 27, etc. So we can take x is equal to 1.27, 0.27, etc. Now, two digits are repeating here. When two digits are repeating, we can multiply both sides by 100. When we are multiplying x by 100, it will be 100x. And we are multiplying 1.2727, etc. by 100. So we get 127.2727, etc. So when we are subtracting these two, we get 100x minus x equal to 127.2727, etc. minus 1.2727, etc. When we are subtracting this, we get 99x is equal to 126. 127 minus 1. The remaining part is cancelled. So x is equal to 126 upon 99. We can write it in the lowest form. It is 42 upon 33. So we can write 1.27 bar in the form P by Q as 42 upon 33. Now the next question is, we can find out this type of questions in the form P by Q. If one number is repeating, we can multiply by 10. If three numbers are repeating, we can multiply by 1000, etc. Now the next question is, find three different irrational numbers between 5 upon 7 and 9 upon 11. We are given two rational numbers, 5 upon 7 and 9 upon 11. For finding these rational numbers, first we can find the decimal forms of 5 upon 7 and 9 upon 11. So first we can see 5 upon 7 equal to 0.714285 bar, and the next 9 upon 11 equal to 0.8181, etc. That is 0.81 bar. Now we have to find three irrational numbers between these two numbers, that is non-repeating numbers. Now we can see the irrational numbers are, they lies between 0.71 and 0.81, and in irregular manner we can write irrational numbers, that is 0.72, 0.1, 0.02, 0.05, 345, etc. etc. Now the next is 0.73, 0.04, 0.005, etc. Now next one is 0. Just before 81 we can take another number. There are so many numbers between them we know. So 0.80, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 7, etc. So we can write so many infinite number of rational numbers also between the given two numbers. So the next question is, now if we are given a binomial or monomial, and how can we find the values of these terms? Here we are given root 3 plus root 2 the whole square. We are already studied a plus b the whole square. Both are irrational numbers. And we have studied last year what is a plus b the whole square. Identity a plus b the whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. In this question, a is root 3 and b is root 2. So we can apply this identity in this. So root 3 plus root 2, the whole square is a square, that is root 3 square, plus 2ab, that is 2 into root 3 into root 2, plus b square is root 2 the whole square. So what is root 3 whole square? Root 3 square is 3. We know root 3 into root 3, that is root of 3 into 3 is square root. How to find square root? Last year you have learned. So root 3 into root 3 is 3 itself. And then 2 into root 3 into root 2 is root 6. 3 into 2 is 6. Plus root 2 the whole square is 2. So we can add this 3 and 2. We get 5 plus 2 root 6 as the answer. So in this way, we can solve this kind of questions. Now the next one is, find the product of 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. Here also two binomials are given. We can say, how can we multiply these terms? if a plus b into a minus b is given. Students, you are already studied about the identities, and last year you are learned a plus b the whole square, a minus b the whole square, and a plus b into a minus b. Here it is in the form a plus b into a minus b. What is a plus b into a minus b? A square minus b square. So we can apply this a as 2 and b as root 3. So we get a plus b into a minus b equal to 2 square minus root 3 the whole square. That is 4 minus 3, that is 1. So in this way, we can solve this question by using the identities or by multiplying second term by each term of the first term, we can find the answer. Now the next question is the same. Find the product of 3 root 5 minus 5 root 2 into 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2. Here also two terms are given. So how to multiply it? Here we cannot use any identity. Simple terms are given. So how to multiply it? This. First we have to multiply the second term by each term of the first part. That is 3 root 5 into 3 root 5 into 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2 minus this 5 root 2 into 4 root 5 plus 3 root 2. Now what is the product of 3 and 4? If we multiply 3 and 4, we get 12, and root 5 into root 5 is 5. And then plus 3 into 3 is 9, and root 5 into root 2 is root 10. This you are studying in this year only how to multiply two irrational numbers. Root 5 into root 2 is root 10. Now minus 5 into 4 is 20. Here also root 2 into root 5 is given, that is root 10. Now minus into plus. What is minus into plus? We are already learned the roots of integers. It is minus into plus is minus. So 5 into 3 is 15 and root 2 into root 2 is 2. So in the next step, we can find 12 into 5 is 60 and 9 root 10 minus 20 root 10. How can we add or subtract these numbers? 9 minus 20 is minus 11 and root 10 is common. So we are written 9 root 10
Okay.
minus 20 root 10.
Ms. Pillai, here we are getting a call again. So I would like you to stop and so that we can take the call. Yes, hello. Please tell me your name and the city you're calling from, and please ask your question. Yes, please speak.
Hello.
Yes. Please tell your name and the city you're calling from. Yes. I can hear you. Please. हेलो, आप सुन पा रहे हैं तो अपना नाम बताएं, अपने शहर का नाम बताएं और सवाल पूछें।
हेलो
जी, सवाल पूछिए। You can ask your question either in English or in Hindi, whatever language you're comfortable with. Class 9th number system has been discussed. We have been discussing number systems of standard 9th, maths topic of standard 9th textbook. Do you have a question relevant to this topic itself? I didn't get you. Please ask the question again.
मैम पाई रेशनल नंबर है ना 22/7 के फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं सर।
आप थोड़ा स्पीकर से दूर रहकर अगर मुझसे बात करेंगे तो आपकी आवाज मुझे क्लियर आएगी। पाई रैशनल नंबर हुआ, क्या कहा आपने? मैं समझ नहीं पाई आपके सवाल पूरा, प्लीज बताएं, दोहराएं।
पाई रेशनल नंबर है ना,
पाई रैशनल नंबर है। उसके बाद सवाल क्या है आपका? सवाल पूछिए, हमारी एक्सपर्ट मिस दूषा आपके सवाल का यकीनन जवाब देंगी, पर आप सवाल ठीक से पूछें। जो भी कॉलर थे, जिस शहर से भी आप कॉल कर रहे थे, नेटवर्क एरिया में आएँ और स्पीकर से थोड़ा सा दूर रहकर आप बात करेंगे तो आपकी आवाज़ हमें ज़रूर मिल पाएगी और हम पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि अपने एक्सपर्ट से वो सब डिस्कस करें। 8800440559 हमारा टोल फ्री नंबर है, आप उस पर डायल करके अपने सभी सवाल हमसे पूछ सकते हैं। यस मिसेस पिल्लाई, ओवर टू यू नाउ, प्लीज यू मे प्रोसीड।
So I'm thinking the child is asking about pi is a rational number or not. No, because I already explained pi is an irrational number. Why? Because they are asking because pi can be written as 22 upon 7. It is a rational number. But here we are writing an approximate value for pi. If we are expanding this, we'll get 3.14, etc., etc., etc. So, and it is repeating, so we can say pi is irrational. So the doubt is clear. According to me, that was the question I'm thinking. Pi is an irrational number. They are asking, is it rational or irrational? So it is irrational because we can write pi as 22 upon 7, but it is an approximate value by mathematicians only. It is extending 3.14, etc., etc. So it is an irrational number. Now, here we are explaining about this question. We got the answer as 60 minus 11 root 10 minus 30. That is 60 minus 30 is 30 minus 11 root 10. So now, next question is addition of these numbers. How can we add these two given terms? 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 plus root 2 minus 3 root 3. Here we can take the like terms together. So, here 2 root 2 plus root 2 is given and plus 5 root 3 minus 3 root 3. So, while we are adding 2 root 3 plus 1 root 3, we get root 2. We get 3 root 2 and 5 root 3 minus 3 root 3 is 5 minus 3 is 2. So, we get the answer as 2 plus 1, 3 root 2 plus 5 minus 3 is 2 root 3. So, the answer is very simple. Only we had to add like terms in this. So, the next is multiply 6 root 5 plus 3 by 2 root 5. We are multiplying a binomial by a monomial. So, how can we multiply this? We can multiply each term of the first term by the given monomial. That is 6 root 5 plus 3 into 2 root 5 is 6 root 5 into 2 root 5. We are multiplying by each term. 6 root 5 into 2 root 5 plus 3 into 2 root 5. Will be the answer. 6 into 2 is 12 and root 5 into root 5 is 5. So, we can write it as 12 into 5 plus, here 3 into 2 is 6 root 5. So, the answer is 60 plus 6 root 5. Now
Yes,
the next
Mrs. Pillai,
is,
before you go to the next topic in this chapter, the
Yes.
caller who was calling us, he called again and he stated his question. So I would like to bring it to your concern. He wants to ask you
Yes,
that when we say that pi is irrational, but if we write the value of pi in numeric form, so it is 22 by 7. That comes to a rational number. So why this difference and how to understand this?
that only I was explaining just now. Pi is 22 upon 7. It is an approximate value given by mathematicians and its value is 3.14, etc., etc. It is endlessly repeated. So it is an irrational number. Mathematicians are given that value 22 upon 7 for the calculation is easy. We are given a rational number form, but pi is an irrational number. The approximate value is 3.14 and 22 upon 7. So we can say pi as an irrational number. That is the reason, because pi is irrational. Okay.
So I'm
Now the
sure
doubt
our
is
viewer
clear?
must have got the answer of what they were asking, they were trying to ask.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Pillai. You may proceed
Definitely.
with the discussion.
Yes, yes, okay. Now the next question is, how can we simplify the given forms root 45 minus 3 root 20 plus 4 root 5? Here root 45 can be written as 9 into 5. We can write the factors of 45 as 9 into 5. And here in the second term, 3 root 20 minus 3 into root of 4 into 5 plus 4 root 5. So here it is, the root of 9 is 3. So we can write it as 3 root 5. And here 4 is given, root 4 is 2. And 3 into 2 is 6 root 5. And here it is 4 root 5. When we are having these terms, all are like terms, 3 root 5 minus 6 root 5 plus 4 root 5. We can take root 5 as the common factor and we'll get 3 plus 4 is 7. We can add the positive terms 3 plus 4 and minus 6 root 5, that is 7 root 5 minus 6 root 5 is root 5 itself. By any method you can take common factor, you can add and subtract, any method you can use here, but only you have to make it as fractions and then we have to see are they like or alike. If they are like terms, it is very easy. Otherwise, we can get different terms. So one more question of this type I am explaining. Here the question is simplify 4 root 28 as 3 root 7 plus root 63. So how can we factorize 28 and 63 here? Because root 7 is already an irrational number. So 4 into 7, 28 root 28 is equal to 4 into 7. So we can write 4 root 28 as 4 into root 4 into 7. Here plus 3 root 7 plus root 63 as root 9 into 7. So 7 is common everywhere. The root 4 is 2 and here root 9 is 3. So we can have 4 into 2 is 8 root 7 plus 3 root 7 plus 3 root 7. So here we can take the common factor and we get 8 plus 3 root 7, that is 14 root 7. This type of questions also can simplify by the next topic is we have already studied about irrational numbers. So if in the form p by q, if in the denominator an irrational number is coming, how to change this irrational form of denominator to rational? For that, we have to rationalize the denominator. How can we rationalize the denominator? Suppose we are given 2 upon root 2. Suppose we are given 2 upon root 2. Only root 2 is given. Multiply numerator and denominator by that root 2. We get 2 root 2 upon root 2 into root 2 is 2. So the denominator is rational. So how can we rationalize this question? Rationalize the denominator of 2 upon root 5 minus root 3. So if we are given root 5 minus root 3 in the denominator, for rationalizing, we can multiply the numerator and denominator by opposite sign of this term. That is root 5 plus root 3. If it is root 5 minus root 3, we can multiply the numerator and the denominator by root 5 plus root 3. So what we will get? In the numerator, we get 2 into root 5 plus root 3. And in the denominator, we are given a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? We are all just studied. The identity a plus b into a minus b equal to a square minus b square, where a is root 5 and b is root 3. So we can say, when we are finding out the square of these numbers, root 5 the whole square is 5 and root 3 the whole square is 3. So we can solve it. That is 2 into root 5 plus root 3 upon 2. 2 and 2 are cancelled. The answer is root 5 plus root 3. So once more I am explaining this. If we are given irrational numbers in the denominator, how can we rationalize the denominator? If we are given minus sign in the denominator, just as root 5 minus root 3, we can multiply the numerator and denominator by root 5 plus root 3 upon root 5 plus root 3. So some students are having doubt, it will cancel. No, we have to rationalize. So we have to multiply in the numerator and denominator. For changing the denominator as a rational number. So when we are multiplying, the denominator is a plus b into a minus b. So we can write a square minus b square. Root 5 the whole square is 5 and root 3 the whole square is 3. So we can have 5 minus 3 is 2. Here 2 and 2 are cancelled. So we can say root 5 plus root 3. Now the next one is same type of question, but numerator also irrational. How can we rationalize these type of questions? If we are given irrational numbers in the numerator and the denominator both, how can we rationalize the denominator? डिनोमिनेटर में प्लस साइन दिया है तो ऊपर न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर में माइनस से मल्टीप्लाई करना है. दैट इज वी कैन मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय 7 minus 4 root 3 upon 7 minus root 3. Here denominator having a plus sign 7 plus 4 root 3. So we can multiply numerator and denominator by minus 7 minus 4 root 3 upon 7 minus 4 root 3. Now in the numerator we can see 7 minus 4 root 3 into 7 minus 4 root 3. We can write it as 7 minus 4 root 3 the whole square. And denominator is having factors a plus b into a minus b. If we are solving numerator, we get a minus b the whole square is a square, that is 7 square, minus 2ab. A is 7 and b is 4 root 3. So 2 into 7 into 4 root 3 plus b square. B is 4 root 3, so 4 root 3 the whole square upon a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. Now what is 7 square? 7 square is 49 and minus 2 into 7 into 4 is 56 into root 3 is 56 root 3. Now 4 root 3 the whole square. How 4 root 3 into 4 root 3 can find out? 4 into 4 is 16 and root 3 into root 3 is 3. So we can write 16 into 3 as 48. So the denominator is 7 square is 49 minus 4 root 3 the whole square is 48. Now when we are solving, we get 49 plus 48 as 97 minus 56 root 3 upon 49 minus 48 is 1. So the answer is 97 minus 56 root 3. So here we are given irrational numbers on numerator and denominator. So denominator has a plus sign. If we are given positive plus sign in between the numbers, we have to multiply numerator and denominator by minus. That is, if we are given 7 plus 4 root 3, we can multiply numerator and denominator by 7 minus 4 root 3 upon 7 minus 4 root 3. In the numerator, we got same terms. We can write it as 7 minus 4 root 3 the whole square. So a minus b the whole square is a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. And in the denominator, we have a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. So what is 7 square? 7 into 7 is 49. Here 2 into 7 into 4 is 56 into root 3 is 56 root 3. 4 root 3 the whole square is 4 4s are 16. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 16 3s are 48. And in the denominator also 49 minus 48. So here in the numerator 49 plus 48 is 97 and minus 56 root 3 upon 49 minus 48 is 1. So we can write the answer as 97 minus 56 root 3. So now, one more question. If a equal to 2 plus root 3, then find the value of a plus 1 by a. Here already we are given a as 2 plus root 3. How can we find 1 by a? Just now we have studied if 1 by a is 1 upon 2 plus root 3, how can we rationalize the denominator? If plus is given, we have to multiply numerator and denominator by minus 1. That is 2 plus root 3 is given. 2 minus root 3 से numerator and denominator में multiply करना. So we get 1 into 2 minus root 3 is 2 minus root 3 itself, and in the denominator a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. A is 2 and b is root 3. So 2 square minus root 3 square. What is 2 square? All of you know what is 2 square as 2 into 2 4 and root 3 square, that is root 3 into root 3. We can write root 3 into root 3 as 3. Because square root of 3 into 3 is 3, we are already studied last year. So the answer is 2 minus root 3 upon 1. Now, how can we find a plus 1 by a? A plus 1 by a. A is 2 plus root 3 and 1 by a is 2 minus root 3. While we are adding 2 plus root 3, there is a mistake. 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3, it will come as 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3. Root 3 and root 3 is cancelled and we get 4 as the answer. Here, small mistake is given, you can correct it. 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3, that is 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3 and root 3 are cancelled. So we can write it as 2 plus 2, 4. So the answer is 4. Now, one question to denote or locate root 5 on the number line. So, already we have studied about integers. So, how can we denote integers on a number line? We have learned in 6th class. If we are given a 0, on right side of 0 we are denoting positive numbers and on left side we have negative numbers. So we can not denote integers on a number line. But here we have to denote locate root 5 on a number line. How to note root 5 on a number line? Here we are given a line. There we are taking a point O such that here take a point
Yes, Mrs. Pillai, I think there is some technical error which we are facing. Am I audible to you, Mrs. Pillai? Can you please keep on speaking what we were discussing? Am I audible to you, Mrs. Pillai? There is some sort of technical error, and yes, in this pandemic time we are virtually connected to all our experts, and our technical team is trying hard to connect back to our expert Ms. Usha Pillai, who has joined us from Bhopal, and she was discussing about numbers. Yes, number systems in standard 9th. Maths test book of standard 9th, this chapter is given, and she has been discussing from last 1 hour about all the problems and solutions, and certainly we were getting calls also by all our viewers, and she was actually addressing the questions also, and very beautifully she explained why pi is considered to be rational, as well as on the same time it is considered to be, its value is considered to be rational and irrational. This is what she explained. And there is some sort of technical glitch. We are trying hard to connect back with her, and there are certain mediums through which you can contact us viewers. You can ask your question, any anxiety if you have, any questions, suggestions you have, you may dial on our toll free number. Number is 8800440559, and you are watching the live streaming of this program on our official YouTube channel NCRT Official. And there is a live chat box in which you can send all these suggestions and the questions related to what we have been discussing in past 1 hour. You can send your suggestions and questions there. Certainly, I will be taking up all of them, and we will be discussing it with our expert. Our technical team tried hard to connect to Mrs. Pillai, but we are facing some sort of technical glitches through which we are unable to contact her. So I guess now we have to end up this session here itself, and further the discussion on this particular chapter can be discussed in next follow-up sessions. So thanks for watching this program, and remain connected to NCRT's resource material on PM eVidya. Thank you. Namaskar.